Again?
Really?
Yeah, okay. Thanks. So, could you introduce yourself and your work?
Yes. My name is Tveit, and my work here at OMI has started from unleashing ethereal products into the natural landscape, and it was primarily really a process of play and creating a new way of working to derive content and concept out of a more intuitive process of making, which often my work is incredibly kind of intellectually rigorous and conceptually driven. So this was really an opportunity to take some of my ideas from a previous installation project and to see them in a new concept, to see new concepts emerge out of creating a new context for seeing those things.
You mentioned a rigorous kind
of intellectual process.
Yes.
Okay.
Could you?
So.
Could you get us through the rigor?
Yeah, I think in this particular case, in this installation, which was about a superstore that was created in a post-September 11th condition, when President Bush asked all Americans to go out and fulfill their patriotic duty and shop, as if we could go buy security, as if we could buy normalcy, relief, duty before belonging, happiness, life, and liberty. So in terms of this being about sketching and playing, I was imagining that these ethereal products would make their way into an urban, a suburban, and a natural landscape context, and this was the ability to kind of see these things juxtaposed in these environments. And then after a certain point of thinking about removing the text and then really thinking about these things as ethereal cargo, and how the meaning and the messages and the carriers of these objects that we consume in our everyday lives, that in reality, what are they? But they are filled with what? Filled with ether, filled with helium, filled with air, with a very kind of tenuous membrane. So these works reintroduce the palette, remove the text, and become a more formal kind of play, which has been an interesting pull for me to see and feel them both, spatially, sculpturally, and conceptually.
All right.
How do you feel about them strapped down now? Since you did.
In the beginning, what's interesting about all of this going really full circle to that being the first action, everything was about the lightness and the untetheredness of these things, and it's just interesting to now see them in a different condition. Even if they're still volumetric, and what's interesting is over time they shrink.